This is WFYI News Now. It's May 16th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, a $27 million spending package being considered by the Indianapolis City County Council. The clergy gathered to denounce Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith's inflammatory comments about the 3/5 compromise. And Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained an Indianapolis woman with no criminal record.
I will always see it online, like on the news, on TikTok. But I would have never imagined it would happen to me and that it would be my mom.
Those stories coming up. But first, a new housing task force in Lawrence held its first meeting on Thursday. The Housing Ready Task Force will help create housing policies in the city. Lawrence Mayor Deb Whitfield says the group will, quote, ensure our city fosters an environment where all types of housing can be developed and thrive. The task force is made up of housing experts, residents, and city officials. City money for roads, home repairs, parks, and crime prevention is part of a $27 million spending package. WFYI's Jill Sheridan reports the proposal being considered by the City County Council did not have bipartisan support.
The money comes from additional income tax revenue. Democratic Councilor Andy Nielsen says a majority of money is targeted to neighborhoods.
These are a lot of separate programs, but if we are putting another $8 million into residential roads. The homeowner repair program is important because that's tripling effectively the budget for that program.
$2 million will be set aside for homeowner repairs. Other programs receiving funding include urban forest preservation and Indy parks maintenance. Republican Councilor Michael Paul Hart took issue with funding for cultural districts.
Those aren't equitable means of distributions of dollars where everybody is struggling with driving on these roads.
The proposal now heads to the full council for approval. I'm Jill Sheridan.
Black and white clergy gathered Thursday afternoon to denounce Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith's recent inflammatory comments about the 3/5 compromise. The faith leaders also take issue with Governor Mike Braun's reaction to Beckwith's comments. Stephen J. Clay, senior pastor at Messiah Baptist Church on the east side of Indianapolis, was one of the speakers at the event.
The Lieutenant Governor is clearly using this rhetoric as an on-ramp to advance his own political ambitions. And to that, we need to push back and say that's not the kind of politicians we want leading our country, our state, at all.
A petition calling on the governor to more firmly denounce Beckwith's statements was sent to the State House. It garnered over 1,100 signatures. And for our final story today, Immigration and Customs Enforcement recently detained an Indianapolis woman during a routine check-in. She has no criminal record. WFYI's Samantha Horton reports the arrest is a part of a trend under the Trump administration.
Azucena Marisol Gonzalez-Ortiz detainment wasn't for a criminal offense, but to speed up her asylum case. Nationally, the most recent ICE detainment numbers show a sharp increase in detainments with no criminal record. From January 26th to April 20th, that number increased by about 575%. One of Gonzalez-Ortiz's daughters, Ashley Benitez Gonzalez, says she hears about detainments more and more, but wasn't prepared for this.
I will always see it online, like on the news, on TikTok. But I would have never imagined it would happen to me and that it would be my mom.
Gonzalez-Ortiz now waits in the Grayson County Detention Center in Kentucky. I'm Samantha Horton.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Monday.